Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm sharing with you some of my vintage serveware, I guess is the best way to put it. We're starting with chip and dip sets because I have quite a few, although I do have less than I thought I did because I forgot that I had sold some a while back. But this was, I'm 99% sure, made by Anchor Hawking, this green one, and I also have it in gold as well, or what I would call gold. I'm not sure if they made other colors. These are, I think, the only two colors I've seen in that, but I used to have another green one and a gold one, and I think I sold those both, but I'm lucky enough I found them with the little attachment piece. And then this, I believe, was also made by Anchor Hawking. John's just using it in the basement right now for nuts and the shells, but it's a little bit smaller than those other two, and it has kind of a pattern on the glass, but I love the green color. I have actually seen this in gold as well. These and the previous two I see all the time in thrift stores, like probably almost every time I go out, usually for like around 10 or under, but I know that there's a lot online for sale too. So then we have this style, which I believe was also made by Anchor Hawking, and this one is plain, but they have these in so many patterns, and there's so many that I want, but realistically I don't need any more than what I have, which is probably why I sold some of what I have. So then I also found this bowl. Now this is from a set. I kind of had an inkling it might have been. I think I looked it up and found that it was. I love this design, so cute. But I do have an extra little attachment piece. So technically, and I think I've done this before, I could put two on this one bowl. But hopefully I'll find the big bowl for that one someday. But unfortunately, it was just by itself. I think I did like tortilla chips, and in one I put salsa and one I put guac, so it's kind of cool, but I do hope that I can find the bowl that matches that one. And I did have another plain version of this that I sold as well, just, you know, trying to downsize. And then I have this fall kind of leaf chip and dip kind of tray, I guess. I love this so much. I got this very inexpensive at the thrift store that I used to work at. I don't think I've ever used it. Maybe I've used it one time, but I love it. But I used to just put it out during fall time because I love the colors. It's so pretty. And then if you watched my vintage dip video from a few weeks ago, you will remember this from there. But this little, I guess he's like a chef maybe, chip and dip bowl has the recipe for the onion soup mix dip. And I actually found this for 10 cents at a thrift store probably like 5 or 6 years ago. And I just loved it so much. I had to have it. And then also I have these two wooden trays, so we're out of the chip bowls, but these I also used in my vintage dip video. And I have had more trays over the years that I've sold, so I don't know, I'm trying to like not have so many things, but I used to work at a thrift store, so that's when things really got out of hand because they didn't have any rules that said like you couldn't buy stuff, so you could just buy stuff before it went on the floor. So that's when it was real bad. But then I have this carnival glass deviled egg dish, which I love so much. I love carnival glass, but I don't really necessarily have like a need to start collecting it. But when I saw this egg tray, I decided to get that, even though I don't eat eggs. But I have been thinking about making a vegan version for a while, so maybe I'll do that sometime in a video. But then I just have some kind of plainer, these are probably more like maybe the 80s, maybe late 70s, just like plain glass ones, but I found a few in the boxes. I do actually use these ones a lot, especially like at Christmas time, but these were pretty inexpensive. But the boxes to me look very like maybe late 70s, but probably more likely 80s. The first one that I showed doesn't have a box, and it's quite large, and then I would say this is kind of a smaller version of that, and I think these are all made by Anchor Hawking. Maybe not this one. But this one, again, this kind of looks 80s to me, maybe late 70s, not sure. Didn't see a year on any of the boxes, but I do use them a lot. I get a ton of use out of them, actually, but I've had them for quite a few years. And then this is one of my favorite things. I've never used this, so this is, I guess this could fall under like serving, but this is probably late 70s, early 80s, but this is actually was given to me by my grandma. She had this sitting in her attic for decades. She's never used it, and she moved, so she had to clean out her attic a few years ago. So she had this sitting in her new house in the basement. She just had a bunch of things she was getting rid of, and she told me that I could have it. So I have it, but I've never used it, but I was thinking maybe I should use it sometime in a video. It's just one of those things. So she told me that someone had given it to her as a Christmas gift, I think, and she just never used it. She never found a use for it. My grandma's house just had a small kitchen in it, so I guess that makes sense. She couldn't remember like when exactly she got it, so, but I looked at the plug. I thought there might be a year on the tag, but if you look at the plug, it's like before, it's like both ends are the same size. So, but it did have a barcode on the back of the box, I noticed. So it probably is like late 70s, sometime in the 80s maybe. But my grandma comes from the generation where she like wouldn't feel comfortable giving away something that she got as a gift. So she just kept it, which I think is really cute because it was just in the office not being used. So then I also have this vintage nut bowl, which I'm obsessed with. My grandparents, my dad's parents, who are no longer with us, they had this exact same nut bowl when I was a kid in their house. So when I saw it thrifting, I had to get it. So, and we use it. And then I just have that little tray there that I keep with candy in it. And then I do have some serving, like vintage serving, like utensils. So I have this cake, like cake tongs, and there's also a salad tong version, as you can see, but the ones that I have are cake. I've never actually used them. I always forget that I have this, but I don't make cake that often. And then I also have this hors d'oeuvre serving set, which I love. This is one of my favorites. Vintage finds. I'm guessing this is maybe 70s, maybe 60s, but I think I bought this at the thrift store that I used to work at. But I just love it so much. I love the handles on it and the box too. I like that it like came with the box as well. And then I think I also got this from the thrift store we used to work at, and this is probably my favorite out of all these serving utensils. These little cocktail forks. I use them sometimes at Christmas. I just think they're so cute. I love all the colors, and I love the box. So very excited. I found those. They were really inexpensive too. And then I also have these little forks. These were new in the box, but it was most likely 80s, so I did open them. I think they're meant to be disposable, but I just washed them and reused them, but I really like them a lot. I use them like at Christmas time. But anyway, that was it for my serving trays. I do also have like a punch bowl from Anchor Hawking that's new in the box, but it's in my storage unit. But a few years ago I used it in a video. If you wanted to see that, I can try and find that video and link it below. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing this. Yeah, I did think that I had more than I had, but I forgot that I had downsized like maybe 2 years ago. So I probably don't need anything else, but I don't know. It's very hard. There's so many cute vintage things, but I did resist buying a couple pieces like probably like a month ago or something. So I guess I'm doing better. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again soon.